Yeah, first off, just want to thank our fans that came tonight. That was a terrific turnout. Great to have our students back. I thought they provided a bunch of electricity in the building, which was fun. We hadn't been home in a while, so I could tell how excited our players were when they were coming back in the last time before warm-ups, just because there was a good crowd there and obviously a big opponent. And I thought this was a terrific win for us. I thought our defense in the first half was about as good as it can be. And, I thought our guys just played really hard. Played hard for 40 minutes. It's hard to stop those guys. They did a good job in the second half, made a couple of adjustments, and got the ball inside a little bit early on us. And we obviously fouled some in the second half. But our guys, again, I think we just, we have found ways to make some plays, whether it's a big stop or making a free throw or just, a basket late. Our guys did a nice job throughout the course of most of the second half of keeping them at bay, and that's hard to do against a team that talented offensively. So, again, unbelievable team win with all different guys contributing in all different kinds of ways. Really happy for Chase Thompson. He's been working really hard, and I know he's been a little frustrated, and thought he was terrific. Showed what kind of player I think he's going to be here at Clemson in the future. And I think it was great for Jake Wahlin to come back in late and get the big rebound defensively. We went to the small lineup, and he was terrific getting that big rebound. So just all in all, great team win. Proud of my team.
Coach, Boopie Miller entered tonight as a member of the 50-40-90 club. How were you able to hold him to 33% from the field and 2 of 7 from 3?
Well, I think we gave him some different looks. I think that's one thing we tried to do. And then I think JP did a terrific job of just fighting hard. He took it upon himself to really, it was a challenge we kind of laid on him. And he's a guy whose defense has improved since he's gotten here. I think we've really opened his eyes to the demands of that side of the ball maybe a little bit. And he just keeps getting better. Boopie's a terrific player. It's funny. There was like 3.5 minutes to go in the game. We're up 6. They're inbounding the ball right in front of our bench, and he's literally clapping, almost looking at us like, man, I can't wait to try to win this game down the stretch. I mean, he just plays with so much confidence, and he's so good, fast. I thought our discipline was pretty good, though, and did about as good as you can do on a guy like that.
Coach, 3 huge three-pointers for Butta tonight.
Yep.
He doesn't lack confidence for a young player, does he?
Yeah, well, Butta can shoot the ball. He does a lot of different things for you. He can handle it against pressure. I thought his shooting is obviously really important to this team, and most of our big wins, he's a guy that has played very well, and we have a lot of confidence in him.
Coach, I think nobody on either team had more than 10 points going, I think, for 30 minutes of the game.
Mm-hmm.
And what's that say about, the defense? And
Yep. Yeah, it's funny. I think that's how our team is built. Obviously, we've only had one 20-point scorer all year in a game. But we have a lot of guys that contribute, and we have guys. One thing that I think that is maybe a little different, we have guys like Nick who maybe sat over there for a long time in the first half and then played a lot in the second because he kind of had it rolling. Carter Welling was good in the first half. I thought Carter's defense was really good on Yigatolu for a long time. He obviously got into a little bit of foul trouble, and we got scared and sat him because we didn't want to be at the end of the game without him. And but Nick was doing a good job, and he and RJ were kind of pairing well together for that 10-minute stretch, and so those guys got a bunch of the minutes. Obviously, we put Carter back in for a minute, and he got his 4th. But that's what's happened to us all year. We've kind of, sometimes we finish with Jake Wahlin, sometimes it's Butta, sometimes RJ sat over there. But our guys just, they've been great team players, and I think that's one of our strengths.
Speaking of RJ, he had a big game, but it seemed like there were times in the second half he was calling for the ball, going out to get the ball and making plays.
Yeah.
At the basket and at the foul.
Yeah, I was glad to see him make that 3 because he's been, we work on it with him all the time. He shoots every day. He's not a guy that's going to make a lot of them, but he certainly can make them. And that was good for him. But he's just, he's a warrior. I mean, he just plays so hard and tries and wants to win just for everybody, and he's just such a positive personality every day in practice. I mean, it's funny because the back hallway here, we kind of leave film and come to practice, and most days he's running, like he's jogging into practice instead of walking like everybody else. But and I just think he brings that energy to the games, and he plays the same way, and that's contagious.
Brad, how would you describe your team's comfort level in close games when they get tight late?
Well, theirs might be good. Mine's not as. But, I think we've talked about it. I do think, not having Zach a little bit, just the speed that he brought to our team, and, we played a little faster, and so now you're managing possessions just a little more. I mean, we still, I talked to our team about pushing the ball at times in this game because, I didn't know if we could hold these guys in the 60s, and I thought we'd have to score close to 80 to win. And I want our team to play aggressively. But most games that we're going to be in, if we win them, are going to be like this. And, we have an older team. They've done a good job in these games of finding ways, whether it's stops or scores or whatnot. And, I don't sense a ton of panic or anything in any huddle. I think I think our guys have done some really good things. Like, I didn't think we played poorly down the stretch when we didn't score. I'm anxious to go back and watch. I know we had JP drove one at the rim. Nick had kind of a little 8-foot floater. I think Dillon had a wide open 3. It's kind of like we didn't make them. So the game got real, real close, but it wasn't because we had bad possessions. So, as a coach, all you can do is try to have a good possession, get your guys a quality shot, and again today we did that. We just didn't make them.
Brad, this is the third time in the last 4 years you guys have started conference play 3-0. What's been the key to that consistency for you guys?
Good players. I mean, you have to have good players to win in this league, and we have good players that play together and play for each other, and I think really enjoy being at Clemson, and that's our secret.
Coach, as you look at the pace of the game, especially against an offense like SMU, and having Dillon Hunter running that point, how good is he at knowing what pace is demanded? What situation?
Yeah, I think his experience helps. There are times we talked about, tempo being an important factor in the game, and us wanting to manage it and know when to go and when not to go a little bit. And obviously he's played a lot of basketball for us, and so there were even a few times that I wanted him to push a little more. Maybe a little fatigue on his part, but yes, I think his experience is clearly evident in the way he plays and the way our team plays.
RJ made his first 3 tonight. He said he's been making them in practice.
Yeah, and obviously he shoots them in practice all the time. In fact, Coach Reynolds does some stuff. Coach Bender obviously with him, and they get mad at him some because he doesn't shoot them in games. And it's like I said earlier, he's not going to shoot 5 threes in a game, but if teams are going to continue to play off and he's got a wide open 3, he's going to have to shoot a couple of those. And obviously he made one today, and that's good moving forward.
You talked about Chase's frustrations, I guess, a little bit. Was it
just more? I just think wanting to do better, want to do more, and I think the biggest thing I think is young players like Chase Thompson. I mean, I think he was Mr. I don't even remember. I think he was Mr. Basketball in Minnesota. And then he comes to college, and you think that you're going to just, probably score 10 points a game and do all these great things. And it's like, hey, man, you're playing behind 3 pretty good players. I mean, Nick Davidson, RJ Godfrey, and Carter Welling. Their job is to score points. Your job is to go in and just make the right plays, learn how to make the right plays. If that means shoot when you're open, shoot when you're open. If it means pass, drive a closeout. But it's not easy when you're not getting as many minutes. And so you get in there and you do get one shot, and that shot probably feels like the most high-pressure shot of all, and it's really not. It doesn't really determine whether if you make it, you're going to play 5 more minutes, or if you miss it, you're immediately coming out. It's not that. We have to get comfortable with him in terms of all the things the responsibilities that go, and then it's like he also has to earn the minutes that are coming from Nick and Carter and RJ, and those guys all want to play 30 minutes, right? And so it's just getting comfortable. getting the opportunity, earning it through your habits, and then when you do get out there, making the most of it. And obviously, like today, he was playing so well. I sat those other guys, and he was terrific in the first half. He played awesome.
How much do you think, Carter and RJ really set him up on those?
Yeah, they did. I just think that one of the great things about our program here, in a long time, really, a decade or more than people would realize, is we've had some great guys that really mentor the younger players in our program and, really want to help those guys as much as possible. And every day in practice, whether it's practice stuff, whether it's just acclimating to Clemson, whether it's, guys just being a little down, these guys are going to support each other all the time. And I think that's a real strength of our program. And obviously it's part of why I want to continue to recruit high school players, and have a good mix of portal guys, because I just think we have a very strong culture.
Jake was a plus 16. I know plus minus isn't the end all be all, but how does he kind of affect winning and
Yeah.
scoring?
Yeah, he's, again, it's funny, you get used to, we're still trying to get used to our guys. Everybody's trying to get used to how we do things. Jake, for us, is an energy giver. He's a big, long defender that can affect guys on the defensive side very well. He can rebound the ball. He runs the floor like a deer. He made a great play in transition today where he hit Butta for a corner three and brought it up. He's kind of the same way. It's like, hey, there'll be some games when he'll shoot 7, 8, 9 balls and maybe he'll score 15 points. But there's a lot of games when he might shoot 3 balls and score 1 point, but he still has an impact on winning. And, we have other guys on the team that their job is probably to score a little more, but he does a lot of other things, and just his size and length has a major impact on the game.
You were talking about RJ before, but I think on the season he's at 70% shooting.
Yeah.
Just how much does he advance as an offensive player just from?
Yeah, he's an advanced player from, obviously when we first had him. He's so, we laugh about it because you tell the freshmen that, like you tell Chase, you should have seen RJ now. I can show you, if you want to see some RJ film as a freshman, I've got some up here. He's got some pretty bad clips over here that we've got if we want to find them. And so RJ's laughing oh man, let's not show those. You know what I mean? But it's just natural that his growth in terms of skill level, his growth in terms of IQ, and then obviously your confidence, right? It's a big part of it is, you're a good player, you have confidence in your game, all the experiences you've had. RJ's made major plays for our program, obviously way back to the Elite 8 year. And so, I think our system really fits him.
Any more questions for Coach?
Coach, you guys continue to be elite at protecting the ball and winning the possession war. What has that contributed to your success so far this season with another game in St.
Yeah, it is. We actually, the 2 prior, we weren't quite as good, but we made a point of emphasis, and we try to do some passing drills. We do some basic passing drills that you can do at camp with your 8-year-olds. I tease my guys, you guys are going to teach your sons how to play now. Don't forget these passing drills. This is what you need to be teaching them. So, yeah, just extra possessions, rebounding and turnovers. And, we're not a dynamic enough scoring team that we can lose those battles probably very often, and we're going to outscore people. So we've got to really take care of it. We've got to rebound our ball. We've got to try to get a few offensive rebounds as well. All right, let's everybody go home. Have a great night. Thank you. Be safe driving. Thanks for